Hi, I'm Rachael Haugo with Better Homes and Gardens, and I'm here today in my front yard to show you how to add a pop of color. I live in a very gray house in a gray suburban neighborhood. Gray stone, gray siding, my front door is even gray. And the easiest way for me to add a bit of color is through some colorful planters. When you're choosing a planter, you want to make sure it's large enough to sustain the growth that it's going to have throughout the summer. The larger the planter, the more water it can hold, which is great in the summer when it gets super hot. The next step is to add your soil. You could just use a traditional potting mix. I just use whatever I have on hand. So after you've got your soil added, the next step is to add your flowers. I'm going to go with the thriller, filler, spiller technique that we almost always talk about at Better Homes and Gardens, but your thriller is going to be your biggest plant. These geraniums are my go-to. I love a white geranium. I think they're so classic. It's going to grow to be about 18 inches tall, which is a really great height for this planter. My filler this year are these double blooming petunias. When I saw these at the greenhouse, I just had to get my hands on them. I love the beautiful pink color, but they're just so full and happy. For my spiller this year, I'm going with a black potato vine. By the end of the season, it's going to just be trailing off. It's going to look so great. And I just love how it contrasts with the white of the dusty miller, the white of the geranium, and it really kind of plays off the purpley pink of the petunias. So one trick when you're trying to get your plants out is just to squeeze them a little bit. Kind of helps loosen them up. You want to loosen up your roots a little bit and encourage them to grow. Don't be too rough on them, but let them know it's time. We're going to stick him right there and build the rest of it out. If you have some dead leaves, you can just pick those off. I always like to group in threes, just odd numbers work nice. So it's this technique, you got your thriller, your filler, your extra little filler, and then our last thing we're gonna add is our spiller. So now that my planter is all the way full, I added a couple more petunias just to fill it out a little bit. So the last thing to think about as you're caring for your planter is watering it. So watering it is going to be key all summer long. This particular grouping of flowers is full sun flowers, which means they want 6 to 8 hours of full sun every day. Right now it's shade conditions, but the sun is going to come around in the afternoon, and this section of my front porch gets a ton of sun. So these plants are going to be really happy. The next thing you're going to want to make sure you do is care for them and water them. You can fertilize them if you like. I almost never fertilize my plants once they're already planted in here, but I do water them. I would say full sun plants in this container, you probably want to water them every day for the first week or so, and then after that you can do every couple of days. Just check your soil, see if it's dry, do that finger test. Put your finger in, if the soil's dry, they need a drink. So I have enough plants left over to do another planter. I'll probably do another one up on my porch, and I'll be so excited to pull up into my yard every day and see how happy all these flowers make me.